causing mass discussion. Can't you see them dad boys are casting? Testing competition on their podcast mission. Never know what you get. It's chaotic precision. If you don't know, you better find out the Dad Pack. Are here to prove a point. We three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder. Subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the Dad Pack. Don't turn your back on the Dad Pack.
Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. And with me, as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Murphy.
Honk if you hear me, baby. Let's go.
Oh yeah. He is the the perpetual mid-carder and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bocephus.
Cowabunga, indeed. It's day 1054 consecutively wearing wrestling shirts, and we got a Samoa Joe today. And I'm excited for today's episode. Big Rig, tell him why.
Man, I am going to tell them why. We are the DWO podcast, as Mr. Magnificent said, and tonight we have with us a very special guest. He has been all over the world. He has been around for quite a long time. The king of the death matches, Drake Younger. Sir, how the heck are you?
Guys, I'm doing phenomenal after those intros. Dude, that was incredible. Incredible. So, as a fellow dad like y'all, I hope I can be an honorary member of the Dad World Order, because I am definitely no stranger to rocking a pair of Dockers and in a golf shirt, and driving the minivan full of kids, man. So, and then by night sometimes I do death matches. So. Interesting life we all live, man. We're all dads.
Absolutely, as dads do. You know, every once in a while we just got to go out and have a death match every now and
again. That's it. Every now and you got to get it out of your system.
Absolutely. So yeah, it looks like you're just getting off work, I believe you said. Appreciate you making time to come on with us here. I know Cephas probably has at least 2 or 3 questions in the chamber. I know he's been chomping a bit for this
I've
interview.
been a fan of yours for quite some time. You were the wrestling I wasn't allowed to see for forever. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I wasn't allowed to watch deathmatch wrestling, and when I started to watch it, you were one of the first people I got to partake in. So since we started doing this podcast, which is we're almost 3 years in now at this point.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So. But you were at the top of the list from them, but I wanted to make sure we had a little bit of a name on ourselves first before I came knocking on your door first, man. But he's
awesome, man.
Right. Well, I do got a few questions career-wise, but I want to start off. How many kids do you have, man? You have 5, right? Is that the ticket?
I sure do, man. I got five beautiful babies, man. I got 1 girl and 4 boys. 13-year-old girl, Sophia. She's the OG, as we refer to the first child. And then we got Braden, who's 10. We got Matthew, who's 6. And then the final pregnancy was the old 2-for-1 special. Got twin boys, fellas. Twin boys, Malachi and Roman. So my name is going to be carried on quite a bit. So yeah, man. That was quite a big surprise. I don't know if you guys happen to have any twins or anybody in your family, but it's like you feel like a rookie parent all over again. Like,
I'm sure. Yeah,
you're always outnumbered.
Like, you got 1 kid, okay, it's no problem. All right, they're all delicate, right? Every little thing, you're making sure they don't fall. You take them to the freaking studio to get their, portraits done every month, like all that stuff, right? Then the second kid comes around. All right, it's a little, hey, we got this. All right, it's cruise control here. 3rd kid, dude, we've had 2. They're all right. They'll be fine. So by the time we got to the 4th, we're like, yo, this would be no brainer. It'll be easy. And then like they're like, oh, there's two of them, and then it was like, oh my god, what do we do? Two of everything.
What a moment!
Yeah,
That makes any hand-me-downs immediately split in half. Like, oh no, I can't. We could have used this from the last kid, but now we need 2 car seats. Now we need 2 this. Now we need 2 that.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt for sure. But
especially for your, later pregnancy. I just, are you guys done? Is this it? There's only 5 kids?
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah, I mean, not to go immediately into kind of like downer mode, but her, we can talk about it later on this. But her and I are separated right now. But regardless, yeah, we're done. But we're cool. Everything's cool. We're working on it and everything like that. Just kind of be transparent here on this podcast. But again, maybe there's people out there dads out there that might be going through something similar, and I just if you are, I do want to let you know, like, it is possible to work together, still, be in love, have love, and be bonded together by those children. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I went through it. My daughter and me and her mother are not together anymore, so that's that's been pretty much since she was born. So that's how it's always been. Sure. So it's definitely one of those things that you gotta co-parenting. It's a tricky boat. You learn as you go along, but it's if you can find a good relationship to co-parent in, it definitely you can tell that it really helps the kids out, because they're it can be a struggle for them. Like we have a pretty healthy relationship, but there's still times where my daughter struggles. So just do whatever you can to just be there for them.
Yeah. I've seen the opposite side of that too.
Big Rig, how old's your daughter?
My daughter's just turned 9.
Okay. Yeah. Mine's at this point where like she's like too cool to talk to dad sometimes, like super teenager mode, and I don't know what to do, man. Like I have no idea. Yeah. It's like, man, they didn't put this in the manual. Yeah.
It's a tough balance, man, because it's like, if you try to force yourself or force you to talk to them, then they could push you even further away. Or, but sometimes if you give them distance, they'll come back, when they're ready to talk. So, I mean, it's a tightrope to walk, man. Girls can be tricky. I've done it twice. My oldest is 23 and my youngest will be 21 in January.
Wow, man. Wow. Yeah. I know you got a couple questions. Sorry. I'm getting daughter advice from Big Rig over here. My bad.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good, dude. This is
this is the Dad World Order podcast, baby. Yeah. That's what we talk about. We talk about being dads. Cool. And we've talked about this too. Like, we started out as a wrestling podcast, and we've kind of shifted into a dad podcast with a wrestling theme. Like, we still, a lot of our stuff is about wrestling, but really it's just about us and our lives, man.
I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, man. Don't get me wrong, dude. We could talk about all kinds of stuff, man. From Chikara, which is one of my first times ever seeing you. You know what I mean? Towards some of the people that you've worked with. Like we are sponsors of Wrestling Revolver, which is ran by Sami Callihan, and I know you've wrestled quite a few matches against Sami Callihan and stuff.
Some of my best matches.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long have you known Sami?
I've known Sami Callihan since 2007. Yeah, absolutely. And a good chunk of those years, we were, you hear wrestlers say married at the hip. Like we had matches all over the country because, we had good chemistry together, and we were both young and hungry and willing to, put our bodies through absolutely whatever needed to take place to stand out. So, those PWG shows in Los Angeles during that time, those were like the golden age of independent wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Man. I mean, that's... Go ahead.
I was just going to say that, you say the golden age. Do you feel like, I know we've kind of felt it, like indie wrestling is kind of getting a resurgence these past couple years?
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It feels like there's such a swell. And especially now with WWE doing the ID thing and getting more eyes on it. It's just, we talk about it all the time. It's like there's so much wrestling on. I don't have enough time in the week to watch everything.
Yeah. Right.
But
Yeah.
does it feel like, oh man, I'm getting the feeling like I did back in those, PWG days, like the indie scene's just really cooking again?
No, it's different. It's so the feeling now, like that I get, and again, because I'm winding down, but I'm still very actively out in the indies, and booked with some of the bigger companies, and it's like, yes, there's a great feeling, there's that groundswell, but it's more so for like in regards to business metrics. Like there's more opportunities for guys to generate revenue.
Sure.
There are more, the streaming platforms are out there. When I was coming up, it was the DVD market. You had to, have an awesome match, and then you had to wait 2 or 3 weeks for it to get edited and released, and then you had to wait for it to get distributed and shipped and everything like that. Now there is a highlight film of your match probably before you hit the showers after the match. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just that's kind of where. Yeah, I'm just gonna get my stuff out of there in just a minute. Oh, you are? Okay, all right. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it as far as that's concerned. But like,
sure,
that time back then, that was like everybody, like Kevin Steen and everybody like that.
How long for you ride?
20.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah. But yeah, there was like Kevin Steen and Generico and everybody. It was kind of a groundswell of everybody getting ready to get signed. Again, it was just very organic at that time.
Sure.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of positioned to where these guys are seen on TV, but then also performing in the indies now. So it's almost kind of it's the same kind of feeling, but
I'm good. Yeah.
But it's also, a completely different angle on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. But again, the game's huge right now. It's huge.
So I got to talk about how full circle some things are for you, man, here, because first off, Combat Zone Wrestling, which you spent a lot of time there. You're one of their former champions. But in 2008,
yes.
exactly, you defeated Nick Gage for their world championship. And now you are the Battleground Street Fight Championship, right? You're champion in Battleground, right? And you guys are about to fight now.
Yes,
almost 20 years later. Do you think in your
and
opinion,
me and Nick Gage?
Go ahead.
Yeah, it is very full circle, and that's a dream match that people have been wanting to see. Him and I haven't been in the ring together 15 years or so, and it's a big deal, man, because it's like almost kind of like now or never. Like, stars are aligning to where him and I can do it, and it'll be memorable. It'll be great, and we're gonna fill up the ECW arena in 2024. How freaking cool is that?
Yeah,
I'm so sad
awesome.
that I can't be there, to be honest with you, man. Like, if I contemplated trying to make it happen to be able to drive out to Philly, because I mean that's a huge match. Like I said, you guys fought for a world title in a separate company 15 years ago, and now, do you think that the match you guys had back then, or the match you guys are about to have, is going to be more of a visceral match? Which do you think is going to be more?
The match we're about to have. 100%. Match we're about to have. We're both mentally way smarter. We're we're seasoned. Look, we're goats, dude. He's great. He's the greatest of all time. I'm the greatest of all time. That's what we both think, and we're going to go out there and prove it.
Hell yeah!
And guys, please pardon me. I keep talking, but I'm in the background. I'm getting ready to go to my next gig. So when you got 5 kids, you just never stop working.
Yeah.
That's what we're about for real, is respecting dad life, dude. And that's why we shifted to 9 o'clock for you, because we get it, man. You know what I mean? 100%. So
that's it, man.
It's a tough balance. How do you balance it, man? Is it just nonstop for you? How much sleep?
Here we go. I think that's. So I operate a lot on power naps, and then truthfully, whenever I take wrestling bookings, I also have an ulterior motive, because I sleep way better on airplanes and in hotel rooms than I do at home. And so I get the best sleep that I have on the road whenever I'm wrestling. As far as the balance, man, look, I haven't always been the best of it at it, and I'm certainly willing to admit that it's a work in progress, especially with my girl. But what I try to do, man, is whatever time I get, like I'm trying to live for later. Like I'm trying to do all this work now so everybody can have a nice, peaceful, calm future later. It was always important for us that my wife was a stay-at-home mom and homeschooled as well. So again, there's that family unit that even in the current situation we still very much value. Excuse me, but I just try to be intentional. That's the point I'm getting at. Like I just try to be intentional with my time. If I got 3 hours that I can be there with them, man, I'm going to get on the floor and just try to spend as much individual time as I can, and that can be a juggling act in and of its own. I'm sure I'll have to navigate the whole, parenting twins, and there's two unique personalities that just happen to be identical, but they're individuals at the same time. Like, so a lot to navigate there. And then just look, like we can put it out there, like the financial stress that most middle-class families are feeling nowadays as well. That kind of, it brings things into it. But whenever I'm with those kids, man, I don't talk about any of that. I try not to let any of that come up. I just want them to feel like they're the most important thing in the world. And so I just try to be intentional.
Yeah, my son and I have been playing the newest Lego video game, and we played it for a little bit 2 nights ago, and after we got done, we played for 2 hours. He said, "Dad, can you not play this without me? Can we play this together and beat it?" And I was like, "You bet your ass we can, son. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's
what game
awesome.
is it?
For my 40th birthday, real quick, for my 40th birthday, my 6-year-old, they built this like awesome epic Nerf gun war course in the backyard, dude. It was we had a big Nerf gun war. It was epic.
Hell yeah.
That's what being a dad is, man. For me, it's just being able to, don't get me wrong, you got to put that work in, but those little moments when you get to just be a kid with your kids, shooting Nerf guns, playing with Hot Wheels, playing video games, whatever it is. Right now, my kid's starting to get into football, and I love football. So to see them watch the Bengals, even though we're having a rough time being the Bengals, see them watch the Bengals like I do is cool. It's just it's interesting. Okay, so have your kids ever seen you in a death match? I would imagine the older one probably has.
They don't, dude. They don't like wrestling. They're not that they don't like it; they're not into it. And for them, it's kind of different, especially like my older two. WWE, I was 180, 200 days a year on the road, right? So like to them, that's just kind of like what took dad away. Their friends would be like, "Oh, your dad's on TV," but they're like, "Yeah, it's just dad going to work." Like, you know what I mean? It's like no big deal to them. So no, dude, wrestling is not really talked about in our house.
Crazy, man.
That's understandable. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you never really think about that. I guess unless you're in the business, it seems glamorous, but then you hear about the travel schedules and everything like that y'all have, and it's like, man, that's got to take a toll. Being away from the family for that long, and it seems like they're doing better now about making sure that those, everybody seems to have time, for their families if they want it and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
So
Triple
I
H.
gotta ask, man.
I'll tell you this real quick about Triple H and Stephanie. Dude, they are all about the family. Dude, whenever our second child was born, our third child was born, like they sent baby gifts that were like embroidered to the house and gave me 3 weeks off to make sure, you know what I mean? Like, dude, they're all about the family first.
Yeah, it definitely seems like that, and I like to hear that that's a real thing and not just a TV thing.
No, dude, it's not, man. With them too, it is not.
And it seems like they brought a lot of those good vibes up to the main roster with them that they had down there.
Yeah, for sure.
Too.
So, man, I gotta ask because I'm a big fan of him as well. How is it, being a tag team with Eddie Kingston? Is Eddie as intense as he is outside the ring, inside the ring? We lose him.
We lost him.
Bum bum bum.
Well, we might get him back. We'll see. What's going on with you guys?
I'm admiring the little light bulb down there that Mikey made. It's pretty cool.
A little light bulb.
Did you see it?
Oh, the light tube, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, you're so good at this, dude.
I like light bulb. Oh, yeah.
It took you a minute. You're like, hold on, what light bulb?
That's awesome, dude.
I just finished the latest episodes of Cobra Kai. Nice
I heard is Britt Baker in Cobra Kai this season?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
We officially lost him. Let's see if
We
he
lost
hops
Drake.
in. If he doesn't hop back in, let's take a look at this.
Beautiful.
Love it.
He's fitting too. The working man.
I love that I got to be Al Borland. I appreciate that so much.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Tim.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't let that bother him at all, man, because we're dads too. We have to work as well. So, we get it. We're lucky that we get the time that we have as dads as it is. I'm just kind of thankful that when it gets a little bit snowier, things slow down a little bit. And I got like a huge chunk of time off next week, so I hope you guys got several places to go to hit several plates of food. I only have one real big place that's cooking, but I'm going to eat as much as I possibly can.
Oh, we're doing a Friendsgiving on Sunday. And then we're doing my family Thanksgiving. They're doing more like a Thanksgiving lunch on actual Thanksgiving. And then we're having all of Danny's siblings over for Thanksgiving.
Did you hear that, Mike? He's having a Friendsgiving. I guess our invites got lost in the mail. Friendsgiving, huh?
It is with,
Dad.
He's back. He's back.
Oh yeah, Eddie Kingston was awesome. Sorry guys, I'm getting ready to get in the cab to go to the next thing.
Hey, you're good. We can wrap up your end, man. We get it 100%. But I do want to say we respect the hell out of how good.
Hey guys, let's do it. Let's do another one, man. Let's follow up in another couple weeks, man. Yeah, let's just do another 30 minutes or so.
That works, man. We'll hit you up when you're more sedentary and whatnot. But man, we appreciate the hell out of you, man, and we'll check in with you. Hopefully, we'll do it after you have this here match with Nick Gage coming up. We could talk about it.
December 14th, Battleground Wrestling. Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Hey.
Well, hell yeah.
At least we got to say bye.
Yeah. Is that?
Hey, that's what happens at a live show, man. But I was glad he was able to come on. I feel like
closure.
That guy is a lot sweeter than the internet says he is. So,
yeah, good dude.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
So, it is the Friendsgiving is something that Danny and her close group of friends do every year. And I'm a part of it this year, but I think that it would be really cool if we started doing something like that.
Do a Dadsgiving every year.
Yeah,
it doesn't. You could be in the middle of Thanksgiving and Christmas too. That way,
yeah, just a day to get together with the families and make some food and have a good time.
Yeah, maybe make some content with our kids.
Dude.
Dances with our daughters or something.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Some stupid ass videos for the stupid ass internet. Which, by the way, discussed Rumble. I feel like we also need to delve into something I noticed called Blue Sky. I don't know if you've seen everybody.
Yeah, I keep seeing people joining it. I reckon we ought to make one.
We need to make we got to stay hip on all these things.
What is it? Is it just a new app?
Which one? Blue Sky?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue Sky is basically a combination of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram all in one. So it's kind of like a MySpace. But it's supposed to be new and hip and just clean and sleek, and you could just, I don't know. So people
Not
like
bogged
it.
down with shit.
Shout out to Tom.
Man, we didn't deserve. We took Tom for granted.
I tell you what, though, I like Rumble. Rumble has a lot of new content on there, so I downloaded the app and checked it out. It should be all right. We'll get on there. We'll upload a best of.
I do a lot of browsing on the X, just because it's not like anything like people wise. It's mostly like pages and stuff. And the freaking Satan page, dude, the memes are just absolutely great.
Some of the things that we've sent each other over the past few years had me chuckling.
I was in tears earlier.
Oh man.
Dude, the one you said earlier, the kangaroos are just deer that went to prison.
Buff. I haven't showed it off since I got it finished. So let's show the world.
Ooh, let's see it.
Wow.
With the belt, man, it looks clean.
No.
Did you get any responses from tagging everybody in your post?
No, I just did Instagram. I didn't do Twitter. I was going to save Twitter for when it was healed. I'm going to do another post when it's healed. But I need at least one more final session, but it's good enough to post at least.
Right.
I need one more final session. I was checking it out this morning, like, I want to touch that, and I want to do that, and I want to do this. Yeah. So there will be one more session on it to get that final.
I had a couple people text me saying they saw your post and they're like, "Dude, that's dedication. That's sick."
Oh my fucking!
That's
it's the worst thing I ever did, man. I'm glad I can't like get anything else on my belly because I don't want no more belly tattoos, man.
That had to hurt.
We're getting ready to we're working on my chest and arms before we do anything on the back. I'm doing a skyline behind this coney, and I'm just thinking about how it's funny. I was thinking about doing the skyline behind the coney with a night scene and then having a gold star in the sky.
Oh,
how about that?
Yeah, did you like that? That's what I thought. I was like, that's pretty cool. One of these days, my corpse skin is going to look pretty cool. That's why I want to be buried. Fucking embalm me, dry me out, make drums out of my chest.
Make drums out of my chest.
You get to a taxidermist.
So if
heavy in the corner,
put all this stuff in the ground.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, fellas. If I went crazy and legitimately had that happen, because you can have your skin turned into drums. If 6 months after I'm dead, no one tells you this is actually happening, you just receive a bow drum in the mail. Do you play the drum?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'll touch my dead skin and play it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
buddy, it's going on the mantle.
I'm going to start a fucking band, dude.
Emmy will pass by and be like, "Hey, it's Grunkle Bo."
I like that I'm someone's grunkle. That's awesome.
I still like the idea.
She's obsessed with fucking dude. The amount of obsessed she is with Gravity Falls blows my mind a little bit. She was watching it the other day, and I just watched her mouthing along with the episode word for word, and I was just like, "You wanna watch another show?" No.
I need more Gravity Falls.
This is my show. Yeah, she's all about it. You were saying something though, Mike. Sorry. What did you say?
I still like the idea of taking him to a taxidermist and just
stuffing him.
Stood up in the corner. Just
yes.
What up, y'all? Eric,
have you got around to what up, y'all?
Have you got around to watching Penguin yet?
Not all the way through. I'm 5 episodes in.
Bro, that shit has lit a fuse in me so much. I just finished both the Suicide Squad and Peacemakers, and now I'm watching Arrow again.
And I'm like, I don't know why, dude, but it was like, oh, comic books, watch them again. Like now I'm fucking
dude.
that's all I'm doing.
Peacemaker's great.
It's so good. It's so good.
Arrow, the first few seasons were pretty good.
Yes,
I think
yes, they
Arrow's
were.
a great whole piece, but I definitely feel like towards the end it lost a few like I don't know. It was like they failed their own city. You know what I mean? Like
I didn't even watch it initially. I started watching it when they said they were going to incorporate the Flash.
Yeah.
And then I subsequently watched the Flash series. And I mean, it's, it was kind of
Flash was another one that was like good, really good, like the first couple seasons, and then
even in the later seasons, some of the the combined episodes they did with some of the other spinoff shows, they were able to cover some really cool moments from some, historic comics. And so I mean, it wasn't all for nothing. It was just, it kind of has that whole CW filter over it all. So it's, it's there.
Yeah. Dude, I'll tell you what, one of my favorite characters in Arrow though is Deathstroke. Like the actor that played him so fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Diggle.
Wilson. Diggle's awesome too. Yeah, Diggle's great.
Diggle's
John Diggle.
Diggle.
You know what show I've been rewatching recently? Did you guys ever watch the Hannibal series?
No, I didn't.
No, I would though. No, I would though.
Okay, so it's on Prime. I think it only had like 3 seasons, but man, it's so like you watched the movies? Yeah.
Read the
book. Red Dragon, all that stuff. So it's based on the characters from Red Dragon. So like Will Graham, it's like him and Jack Crawford back before, like it's basically Will Graham meeting Hannibal Lecter and like them working together. And like Hannibal's a murderer, a serial killer the whole time, and it's like him manipulating Will, and like it's really good. Really good.
That's just exciting for me because Maya and I obviously we're doing our horror movie thing, and we've been watching different stuff to get different feels for stuff, and we just watched Amityville Horror because she wanted to see Ryan Reynolds be a bad guy, and boy, I don't know how much if you've seen that one or not, but there's a scene where the dog gets killed. She was squirming and crying. She hated Ryan Reynolds after that. But anyways, my point on that is now when we add Hannibal to the list, we got an extra point of Hannibal because that's the thing too. She wants to try different horror. That's a whole different kind of horror.
And it's like it's almost like a procedural cop show because like each episode is like Will Graham going after a new crazy. His whole thing is he can show pure empathy. So like he can get inside the mind of any killer, but it's also detrimental to him because he starts to like lose himself and all this stuff. So it's like, there's always we caught this killer, or whatever, but there's also like overarching stories and Hannibal manipulating them and all. It's really good. Very, very good.
Oh yeah. Well, boys, I assume we're going to take this chance and wrap up early tonight, aren't we? We're gonna.
I reckon so. Yeah.
We had a late start time.
Yeah, late start time. He had to leave a little early. I will say, just kind of publicly say this: if any of you know me on my personal Facebook or any of my social medias personally, and you don't click the link and buy a sweet treat from my daughter, you suck. Because she's trying to raise money for course. And now if you live far away, I get it because you can't. You'd have to come to Hamilton or somewhere near it to get it. I get that. But if you're near me and you watch my show, you better buy a fucking pastry. Do you fucking hear me?
By the way, I had speaking of pastries, I got to talk about this because I just had it like 3 hours ago after dinner. Danny went downtown today and went to this bakery. I think it's like near Clifton. It's like Ludlow and like off Ludlow somewhere. Okay. It's called 272. It's just, that's what the bakery's called. But she brought home this pastry that I am going to think about until the next time I have it. It was so mother effing good. It was like this flaky, donutty outside with a little bit of cream. It's just, I don't even know what the hell they call it, but it was delicious, and I'm not going to stop thinking about it. And now I want to go have another pastry, but it's all gone. So I just have to think about it. And it's going to.
I love those moments. Those are the moments we live for.
Me and Donut, go back like fucking.
Like, I can't tell you the last time I ate a pastry that made me be like, I'm going to think about you until I have you again. And this one's.
I'm so glad we met.
Yes, I'm so glad we met. I'm going to torture you until you come and eat me again. That's what it feels like.
That's dirty what you just said.
I know it. But you know what? I felt a little dirty eating it.
Good thing we aired the
warning.
The warning at the start of this episode, because you just took it to the graphic land.
Well,
some bitch eating that pastry like,
buddy. If you had this pastry, you'd be feeling the same way.
Hell yeah,
guaranteed. Well, yeah. You boys got anything else before we head out of here?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm happy for you guys. I'm happy we're about to go into the holidays, which will probably mean a fractured schedule to any of you guys that watch religiously. Man, we get it. You know, it is what it is. We might have a few weeks where we miss a couple. We might have some where we have some pre-records on how our schedules work. But we're gonna coast into this next year, and we're gonna book some insane people over this next year. I've got some working on that these two don't even have any idea about, that I'm hoping I'm able that I'm going to pull off, that people are going to be like, how the did you get that person? Because I sent emails to 375 fucking people. That's how I got that person. And it eventually worked out. So hopefully.
Deepest secrets are no fun unless they're shared with your best friends.
Yeah, but see, every time I talk about one that gets close, it doesn't happen. Like with Patrick Renna and other ones and stuff. I don't want to talk about ones that are close until I can be like, hey, dude, August, whatever the fuck is so-and-so. You know what I mean? Oh, that's January 5th is Matthew McConaughey.
What up, fellas? Men's Health.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. We got to get another episode on the books, boys. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, as always, we've been the DWO Podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Matthew. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin, and he is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas. As always, you can check us out on all the socials at DW_podcast, Facebook at the DWO Podcast, TikTok at DW_pod. Get that dad merch at Pro Wrestling Tees and TeePublic, or message us directly. Like, subscribe, listen, follow, all that good stuff. Hit that bell for notifications. And yeah, until next time, top dads.